Well, good morning, guys. First of all, I'm sorry I didn't make it in this morning. I am absolutely just destroyed by this cold. But what I've decided to do is we're still going to do our test tomorrow. I'm going to go over a couple of the homework questions from last night with you real quick here on the board and let you guys go with your chapter review stuff. Make sure you bring your calculators and stuff tomorrow and your chapter review, and we'll go from there. So what we did last night, let's back up. Here, I'm guessing that the first grouping wasn't all that bad. I know that a couple of you guys might have come up and worrying about number 13. Number 13, what you could do to help figure out what the value of x is just break it down into something easier to work with. If you look at this in terms of, yes, you've got your three parallel lines. So you've got your setups with here is to here, as here is to here. But that doesn't really get you a whole lot because you've got all your variables. Another thing you could do is that if you block out that bottom rung, and then you're back to the triangle problem that we started the day with yesterday. Sometimes people see it that way as well. You've got your natural fraction bar here, and just set it up. Either way is going to work out the same. You have your 6x, 2x plus 1, 18 over 7.5. Cross multiply and solve. Don't forget when you distribute to both terms. Excuse me. The other one that I know that people were wondering about, when you're doing ones like 15 and 14, it's still the hard problem, but, oops, I don't always do that, right? It's still that hard problem where you're coming out and around, out and around. Well, if the whole thing is 29, this much is 11, that means this has to be 18. It's something silly like that you guys will forget to do. So your scenario would have been 11 over 16 and a half is 18 over p, cross multiplying them. Let's see here. 16 and 17. These are the style of those big chunk problems. And what you want to do here is just go slowly through it and try to figure out an easy way to attack it out. Now, I'm just going to look at this chunk first. When I'm looking at just that, I know that I have, highlighted out here, excuse me, this chunk, and this, and that. Because you've got your two sets of parallel lines going here and here. So you can say f over 12 is 10 over 15. This is the same thing as 2/3. So 24 divided by 3 is 8, and that's your value of f. Okay. Now, you can keep continuously reusing values here to figure out what d is. 10 is to d, as 25 is to 12.5. Cross multiply and solve again. If I'm not mistaken, I think you get 20? No. Well, whatever. 125 is 25d. No, this is 5. So this is 5. I can do the same idea now to figure out what the value of e is. I'll get this out of the way. When I'm looking at e, excuse me, here's my fraction bar, and I'm looking at 20 over e is 25 over 5. Okay? So we cross multiply out, 25e is 100, e is 4. From there, to figure out c, I'm going to do 25 is 12.5, as 30 is to c. And you might already be able to figure that out in your head. 25 is to 12.5, as 30 is to C. Well, 12 and a half is half 25. So what's half of 30? It's 15. And then the last one, to figure out what B is. Made a giant mess here, haven't we? Excuse me. Oops. All right, so now to get to B, here's my fraction again. So I have 30 is to B, 30 came from here, as 24 is to 12.5. Now I'm sick, you can figure that out. And then the last problem would be to, once you figure out what B is, to do this whole side is to A, as 10 is to 5. And that's how it works. Okay? It's basically the same idea then with number 17. The only difference is that you're using the heart problem a little bit more. You just have to continually build it out. As you draw out your hearts here, 3 is to 9, as D is to 6. Okay. 1/3. So let's see, D is 2. You do it again. B is to 12. That's 6 is 9 plus A. Oh, we'll have to do it work. But you get the idea. Right? When you get into these overly complex styles, it's probably not as crazy as what you're going to see on the test. Just remember the different scenarios. Whether you are the heart problem, like number 10, or are you the 3 parallel lines, 2 transversals, like number 8. To be honest with you, I think you guys should do really well on this test tomorrow. If you're not around tomorrow, you'll do it on Thursday. I know that there's a lot of people going to be gone on Thursday because there's a band thing on Thursday and Friday. What I'm planning on doing is working with you guys with some instructions. We're going to create our own similar triangles and things like that. So tonight, what I want you to do is going to be the chapter review. It's on page, sorry, I was coughing. So it's on page 418. I'd like you to go numbers 1 through 18. Okay. Give those a shot, and we'll see you guys in the morning. Have a wonderful afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.